Hey guys, how's it going? Excuse me. Sorry about all that. So in this video, we're gonna talk about delete Uber. So a lot of people deleted Uber for a lot of different reasons, and then there are people that didn't delete Uber for a lot of different reasons. So I want to tell you my opinion on that. So Uber is a really messed up company, and so I'm gonna give you all the examples of why I deleted Uber, my personal reasons why, um, and I will give you the other reasons why people deleted Uber, and I'll give you the reasons why people don't want to delete Uber. All right. So my personal opinion is, guys, with Lyft you make more money. Okay. So you can make more money with Lyft. For one, because you get tips. You get tipped on the app. So now every now and then you'll get a big tip with Uber because they have cash. They throw you five, 10, or $20. But is that every day? No, no. Maybe in the South or something they tip or whatever. But in California, people don't do that kind of stuff. All right, people in the South, they might do that. I don't know. It's different vibes over there. Okay, different type of people. In California, people don't give you cash tips. All right, it's rare. It's more rare. But when you get tipped, it's pretty good. But as far as the long term, the long run, you will make more tips with Lyft just because people will tip you on the app. 60%, at least half of the people will tip you in California. Now, you get into some cities like Sacramento and San Francisco, there'll be days where you don't make hardly anything. All right? So if you head to like Napa or Marin County, Petaluma, Santa Rosa, those people tip. North Bay, they tip. People tip for some reason. North Bay tip. All right. South Bay, people in San Jose, Silicon Valley, Menlo Park, Palo Alto, Mountain View, where Google is and where all the big tech companies are. San Jose is a big town. Los Gatos, all over there. They tip, okay? Napa, people tip. Sonoma, people tip. San Francisco, not so much. Sacramento, not so much. I don't know what it is. People are entitled. In San Francisco, a lot of liberals. And then you got Sacramento, and they're just cheap people. It's not that they're entitled or stuck up. It's just they're cheap. People in Sacramento, guys, my rent is $400 a month for a room. Okay, so put that in your mind and think about it for a second. Okay, it's cheap here. It's very cheap in Sacramento. If you didn't know this already, Sacramento is the lowest paying area in California, believe it or not. And people say, well, it's the capital. Well, that doesn't matter. They go based off the cost of living, okay? Cost of living in Sacramento is very, very cheap, unless you live in Midtown, okay? You don't have to live in Midtown. You don't have to live downtown. You can live in Rancho. You can live in Carmichael. You can live in South Sac. You can even live in Elk Grove. Guys, you can get a house for about $1,200 a month, your mortgage. In San Francisco, these people are paying like 4,000 for a two-bedroom apartment. $4,000 for a two-bedroom apartment. That's a lot of money. So, for one, they don't tip because their rent, everything's just too expensive, and they're entitled, and they'd rather spend their money on traveling. And I talk to so many people over there, and all they want to do is travel. They blow their money on traveling, and they don't save for retirement. All these millennials that live in San Francisco, they think they're living the life. Well, what happens if your company goes down? You're done. You don't have no money saved up. Come on now. You know what I'm saying? So that's one reason, because you get more tips with Lyft than Uber. All right? So that's one reason why I deleted Uber, because in the long run I made more tips anyways with Lyft. And reason two, now, I don't know if this is a psychological issue with people, but for some reason, people with Uber will not pay a double or a triple. But people will pay for Lyft, which is 200 or 300 or 400 or even 600%, guys. I got a 600%, which is a times 7 on New Year's. I've gotten a 200% after concerts. I got 350% at Bottle Rock Napa. That was after the concert. So guys, but for some reason, for some weird reason with Uber, people don't want to pay or it doesn't surge that much. And then people say that Lyft is still cheaper. I don't know how that's possible, but anyways, people are willing to pay the 200% or the 300% with Lyft. And I think people just are nicer with Lyft. People are more friendly. People have more money. And for with Lyft, they actually do a review on all their customers, all the riders, all the drivers. And if you're fishy and you got a lot of bad reviews, even though you're a rider, you will be kicked off the app. Lyft doesn't play those kind of games. They track you. They figure out if you're complaining about some bullshit. And this goes for the drivers. If you try to say you picked someone up, you dropped them off, if you try to overcharge them, they will find you. They will figure out that you're messing around. All right? I did it a couple times, but it was on an accident because the service was messed up. And I explained to Lyft that it wasn't my fault. And I still got dinged for it. So guys, Lyft will not play games, but I guarantee you, they will pay you good. They have a lot of bonuses. They have a lot of different bonuses, a lot of different incentives. They have the hourly bonuses. Then they have the ride bonuses. If you do so many rides, you get 20% or whatever, 10% more. They give you the hourly bonuses, blah, blah, blah. They also give you I did the Google I/O conference. It was like a 3-day thing. They said every ride you pick up will add an extra $3 on the ride. So that's just every ride you get an extra dollar amount. Okay, so Lyft is pretty good. Lyft is pretty good. And then as far as the referrals go, they kind of lowered it because they're kind of well established now and they don't need so many. Because in January, with the whole Trump thing and the whole Uber and the CEO yelling, and they also have a sexual harassment case against them too. And then just all these lawsuits, New York and all this kind of stuff. They screwed the drivers out of millions. Just a lot of different things, guys, a lot. And I'm telling you as many reasons as I can think of in my mind, and there's probably even more reasons why people deleted Uber. The pricing, the political thing, the sexual harassment thing. Also, Uber changed their services or their terms and services. So now when you do a ride with Uber, you will not see a breakdown of anything. You will just see you got paid $6. It will not tell you why or how or if it was a surge or a surge or if it was how many miles or how many minutes. It will just tell you this is what you got. It will not tell you how much Uber took out. It will not tell you anything. It will just say this was your ride. It was $5. That's it. All right. And whether or not they're cheating you out of money or not, I would like to see a breakdown of everything. With Lyft, they actually show you. You can go on the website. On the website, it's called the dashboard. You can look at each ride, and it'll tell you how many minutes, how many miles. If you got a prime time, which is extra money, if it's a surge of something, extra money. They tell you if you got that. They tell you if you got a tip. And also they tell you if you went across a toll, they add that toll, $5, $6. It's from $4 to $6 is when you get the toll. When you go to San Francisco, across Vallejo, and back. And there's a lot of tolls in California. So if you cross a toll, guess what? They pay it. So it breaks it down, guys. It breaks it down by minute, by mile, by toll, by prime time, and by tip. So with all those 5 different things, you can get paid 5 different ways. And Lyft tells you, they break it down to you, they show it to you. And if you have a problem, you can even email them and say, hey, I actually went 2 more miles than what you said. But you got to back it up. You got to have your GPS. You got to go back to if you go back to your Google Maps, it'll have history. It'll have your history of how you traveled. Google Maps, the latest update is pretty awesome because they track everywhere you go now. And you can go back and say oh, you went this many minutes for this many time, how many miles, how many minutes, and you can screenshot that and say, Lyft, this is where I went, so and they'll pay you. There's no disagreement. With Uber, they might try to say, no, no, this is how we did it, blah, blah, blah. Lyft, if you're in the right, they will pay you. If you're in the wrong, they will let you know too. So with Lyft, if you're a good driver, if you're a 4.9 or higher driver with Uber, go to Lyft because they will pay you better. You'll get treated better. If you have a problem with the customer, you can rate them bad and you'll never see them again. And you can report them. And if there's enough bad reviews, they'll get kicked off the app. Lyft won't deal with that kind of bullshit, guys. If you're a customer and you're doing Lyft and Uber and you like to complain a lot, and you will be kicked off. We don't play that kind of stuff. That's why I like Lyft. Lyft has my back. If there's an issue with someone, I let them know. If they threaten me or they threaten to do this or that to my car, they mess up my car, I report it right away. Lyft does not play games. Lyft really takes care of the drivers, guys. They pay more. You get more tips. People are paying the prime time more often than the surge. People with Uber, they don't pay the surge, right? But with the Lyft, I don't know what it is. People with Lyft have more money. They're more nicer or whatever. Since they get a better experience, I've heard that since they get a better experience with Lyft, they'll pay whatever because they know they have a peace of mind that the driver is most likely a good driver. He's going to drive them to the destination, and I'm going to provide water and snacks and whatever they want. Okay, so people are willing to pay top dollar for a Lyft only because they know they're going to get good customer service. They're going to get a good, pleasant ride, and even if they have a bad ride, they'll report them right away. And Lyft will take care of it as soon as possible. That's why Lyft is better. That's why Lyft is so much better than Uber. And Uber, with all their scandals and all that, with the political thing and the sex scandal and the CEO yelling at the driver and all this kind of stuff, I mean, that's ridiculous. And even if the CEO was correct in the right, that's your driver, man. I mean, that's, you're in a freaking Uber Black, and you got him the job, you're the freaking CEO, man. And you're over here telling him all this bullshit. You should be sympathetic. You should say, look, he could have lied and said, look, we're working out the kinks. We're going to raise the rates eventually. We're just doing this for now. He didn't have to freaking say all this bullshit like, oh, it's your fault that you bought this car and you're not making enough money. I mean, he didn't have to do all that. I mean, you're the CEO. You're the face of Uber, bro. And you go off on your freaking driver because you're drunk and you got two bitches next to you and you're trying to show off. That's messed up, man. You should have been professional. Whether you were drunk, you had too much to drink or not, you should have been professional, because you're the spokesperson. You're the face of Uber, man. You know what I'm saying? You're messing up your company, so I don't have to do nothing. You're messing up. Uber's messing up on their own. You know what I'm saying? So guys, that's why I deleted Uber. Also, I got a lease from them, and they ended up impounding my car because I was a little bit late. But usually, if you're late, they'll notify you, they'll let you know. And I was doing both Uber and Lyft, and I lost track of the payments and all that kind of stuff. And that's why Lyft is better too, because you can actually rent a car through Lyft. And if you do so many rides, it's free. Well, it's not free. You still pay $20 a week because you got to pay taxes on it. Guys, everything is, you got to pay on taxes on everything, no matter what. Nothing's ever free. If someone says you won this in the mail, guess what? You still got to pay the freaking shipping and handling. You still got to pay the taxes. You got to pay something. So guys, $20 a week for 100 rides a week. That's damn good. That's really good. And they do the maintenance on it. They do the tune-ups. They do everything. The tires get bald. They pay for it. So I mean, top dollar. You get top dollar from Lyft. You get good customer service. You get good tips. You get good ratings. You get a better deal with the car. You get $20 a week if you do 100 rides. And that's only 5 rides a day, guys. You can still take 2 days off. If you're like me, you want to make that good money, you work 6 days or 7 days a week. And you can make $2,000. I shit you not. If you make $300 to $400 a day, you should clear $2,000 a week. No problem. No problem. and you'll hit your freaking 100 rides with you work 6 days a week, 7 days a week. If you don't, then there's something wrong. You know what I'm saying? So guys, I deleted Uber. Okay, Uber. There's just so many different problems, so many negatives over the positives. And they say, well, you can still make money with Uber and all that. I don't need the problems that come with it. I can make the same amount or more. As a matter of fact, I make more with Lyft. You know what I'm saying? I have all these people, you know. I make more with Lyft. Okay? I get more prime times. I get more, you know, surge. It's like a surge, but it's called prime time. I get more prime time. I get more tips. I get longer rides. I've gotten a lot of long rides, like 100 miles with Lyft, twice. 50-mile rides, 60-mile rides. People from going to Napa to San Francisco to, you know, Vacaville to Sacramento, Vacaville to the city. I mean, you get a lot of long rides. You know what I'm saying? Hands down, guys, just get away from Uber. Because look what's going to happen is Lyft is going to become king eventually, because they're, you know, Uber's just messing up. And the more people, and actually, as a matter of fact, I've had people tell me at the Bottle Rock concert in Napa, I've had people tell me, I tried to get an Uber, I couldn't even get an Uber. So guys, that means there's not enough drivers, or people are, you know, there's not enough drivers. The drivers are switching to Lyft because they're figuring out they're getting more money, they're getting pleasant rides, they're getting pleasant people, they're getting more tips, they're getting treated better, they're getting a better deal with the car, you know, they get to rent a car instead of leasing it, and it's only $20 a week compared to $150 a week. So you tell me, which is better? So are you going to pay that money, or are you going to pay $20 a week for a rental? It's not even your car. So if you get pulled over, that's the cool thing. They say some bullshit. Say, look, man, I just rent this car. I've gotten pulled over for a light out, and then in the back the registration's out. Well, they paid for it, but the sticker's not there. So I've gotten pulled over for that. I said, officer, this is not my car. I'm a Lyft driver. You want to see my information? You know, I'm willing to cooperate. And they're like, oh, okay. And they could totally forget about giving me a ticket. I don't even think they can give you a ticket because it's not in your name. They can't give you a ticket. I don't think they can even do that. So they're like, oh yeah, Lyft, oh blah blah blah. I thought Uber was cool, you know. I tell them, no, man, Lyft is way better. You know, we have better drivers. You know, they do better, and Lyft does better background checks, guys. If you didn't know that already, my friend applied for Lyft and Uber, and he was able to do Uber but not Lyft. All right, and you hear all these horror stories about Uber drivers. They find out he's selling, and you know he's actually, you know, on probation and all this. And if they find out the guy don't even have a real license and all this kind of stuff. So guys, Lyft is more safer, more money, better riders, better drivers, more tips, longer rides, just less problems. Guys, Lyft hands down is the best. Lyft is the best. All right. So you can argue with me all day about how Uber is better than Lyft. No, I've just told you all the reasons why Lyft is better. All right. So if you want to get in an argument with me, you want to have a video debate, let's do it. I can prove to you that Lyft is way better. I can prove to you 9 out of 10 times that Lyft is way better. All right. All the examples I gave you. More money, better car deal, better drivers, better riders. They do a better background check. Their customer service is phenomenal. They're freaking on top of their shit. You get in a bad a car, you know, the car's messed up, you know, you tell Lyft, blah, blah, blah. They fix it. I mean, there's no problems at all. I never have any problems. When I was doing Uber, I had issues with the payments. I had issues with the customers. And I just had some crazy things with Uber, you know, bad experience, really bad. So guys, that's why I deleted Uber, and I encourage you to get on this Lyft train, guys. Lyft is kicking off. They expanded like 100 different cities this year. I mean, they're just killing it. They're just killing it. I mean, so if you want to stick with Uber, you know, by all means, you know, But Lyft is the future and Uber's the past. I guarantee you. You know, Lyft is the way to go, guys. Lyft is the way to go. So I encourage you to delete Uber, and join Lyft, guys. All right. So, like I said, I'm a full-time Lyft driver in California. You can make $2 grand a week. I shit you not. So if you need some help, you need some assistance, use my code, use my Lyft code, and who those people are? What the hell? Use my Lyft code, guys. And also, if you're a new customer, I think you get like $5 or $10 off your first ride. So I mean, yeah, delete Uber for all the reasons I told you. Delete Uber and get Lyft. All right, get Lyft, and yeah, join delete Uber. All right, because Uber is going downhill, and you don't want to be there when it crashes. You really don't. Because who knows? Maybe Lyft, they don't need no more drivers after that, you know? You just never know. So the sooner you do it, the sooner that you switch over to Lyft and delete Uber, the better. Whether you're a customer or a driver, hands down, Lyft is way better, guys. So anyways, guys, that is why I deleted Uber. I hope you appreciated and enjoyed my video. Now like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you next time, guys. All right. See you later.